All right. Blessings, blessings. All right. We honored with another chance to come out and speak to the people and share a little knowledge with the people. Now, I ain't gonna get too deep on y'all. I ain't gonna get too sentimental. Look here. We got some real strong brothers online. I think we just lost one. Who we lost? Oh,
Nobody.
we lost Brother John. We lost
Brother
Brother
John.
100, 100. All right, hold on. Oh, it's Brother Ed coming in. Hold on a minute. Brother Ed.
How's it going? How's everybody doing?
All right. Blessings. Look. We just lost a brother on the feed.
Bless,
Hold on,
bless.
come back in now. Let me add him back in.
You,
All right. Look,
you
we
think?
all here. All right. So let me say this. This is community awareness roundtable talk. We have some great brothers on this podcast. This is very important. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. This is what bothers me as a volunteer activist. What bothers me with us, especially as black people, we don't care enough about what's going on politically in our society. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that really bothers me. So it's an honor to have you brothers who volunteer, like I volunteer, to speak out about the issues and the hard work that we put in. So let's do our introductions right now. Let's start off with our elder brother, Ed Williams. Go ahead, brother.
My name is Ed Williams. I live. I live. I live in DeKalb County. I'm very active in the community. In fact, about an hour and a half ago, I'm the president of my HOA, and so we just had a community meeting, and we were talking about the various issues here in our community. Also, we have an upcoming election next week, a runoff for two county commissioners in DeKalb County, and we talked about that. In fact, one of the candidates at our HOA meeting, very active in the community, the metro area politics, and that was one of the ways I met with uh, Lee. I'm active with situations and issues dealing with MARTA and some of the things in the city of Atlanta and DeKalb County, Rockdale County, Henry County, and I've run for office twice and lost twice, but I'm still active in the community. Had several legal cases in the Georgia's court system. Been to the Georgia Supreme Court three times and won three different times at the Georgia Supreme Court, and currently working on a case, legal case. And one of the things I would like to touch on, hopefully tonight, is the challenge that we educate ourselves about the laws and the legal process here in Georgia.
There you go. There you go. Now, for us who don't understand, what is HOA? What is that?
Oh, my fault. I use HOA. HOA is a homeowners association. Most communities in DeKalb County, if you live in a subdivision, they probably have, if they're working properly, have an HOA. If you live in the city of Atlanta, they call some of those they may refer to it as a NPU. They are sort of different, but they both serve a purpose of organizing and keeping the community informed about things that are going on in the community. So HOA is a homeowners association. So all the homes in the community uh, are uh, associated by a covenant, which is like a legal document that says that you have to keep your property in a certain condition in a certain way. If you don't, the governing body of that community can cite you for violations of the covenant. And I just so happen to be the president. This is my third year serving as president of a community called Rainbow HOA here in DeKalb County.
Hold on. Stop right there. It's called Rainbow HOA. Did I hear you right? It's called
Rainbow Homeowners Association. It's actually incorporated
Okay, you said
homeowners
Rainbow.
association.
Okay, but you said Rainbow.
Yeah, Rainbow. Rainbow is one of the main roads to run from South
There you go.
DeKalb Mall all the way to Wesley Chapel.
That's what I was trying to get to because I didn't want people to confuse that with the LGBT community because you know they done took over the rainbow. So okay, one. Hey, I appreciate brother. You know you got to
You're
break it
right.
down for our people because they'll think, yeah, they who ain't been to
As
the
in
That's okay.
Rainbow Drive.
ain't that right? Ain't, brother John, ain't that right? They ain't never been down there.
Yeah,
Think,
Rainbow Drive. Rainbow
As in
Drive.
Rainbow Drive.
there you go. There you go. And
Well,
appreciate you breaking down the HOA because a lot of our people, a
Yeah,
lot of our,
Rainbow Drive. Rainbow.
that's your community. There you go. There you go. And I appreciate him for breaking that
Somebody, I
down.
think you faded out, Lee. I didn't hear it.
Okay, yeah, probably bad connection, but I appreciate you for breaking down HOA because a lot of our people are Section 8 or live in apartments. They don't understand what a HOA is, and even though we have MPUs in Atlanta, we still have HOAs in certain communities. So it's a separation. So I appreciate that. All right, brother John, go ahead.
Right. Yeah, but they operate and have a similar operation.
There you go. There you go. Go ahead, brother John.
okay, Jonathan Jackson from Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, Ben Hill community. Uh, also via Dixie Hills and anywhere west side or south side, but mainly Ben Hill. School teacher, educator, actually lifeguard, swim instructor, swim coach. Um, Definitely take care of the community here for every and anything and all assets. Uh, Benjamin E. Elijah Mays, high school graduate, Tennessee State University, business major, management marketing. Um, Anything else, we can go there.
100.
Any questions? Yep, we can talk about it.
Now, when you came out and represented your college, and in the matter that you represented your college, a lot of people will think that it was about football. But go ahead and represent
Um,
and tell them about the band. Tell them about the band. How
okay,
you represented with the band.
okay. So depending on what college I was at, it didn't really matter. It was always about music first, and I appreciate you putting that in there. Music first, and basically getting an organization and getting teamwork and being a part of something. I mean, it really Slick saved my life. Um, and Slick really got me to where I am now.
That's a blessing.
Had I would have not been in these type of organizations, teams, or whatever, um, we probably wouldn't be on this chat right now. Straight up.
If it wasn't for the band.
I mean, band, different organizations, different brotherhoods, or
Bless.
any kind of things like that.
And I pointed it out because it's an importance why we need those curricular activities for our youth.
That's a fact.
100.
That's a definitely fact. And like I say, I'm in the school system now. Wouldn't be teaching. I wouldn't be an educator.
If it
Had I
wasn't,
would have strayed away from different things. I mean, and then the community outreach is always good. Taking care of your neighborhood, taking care of, everybody taking care of each other.
there you
And
go.
that's what we here for. And mainly though, it's about taking care of this youth. If you're not taking care of the youth, who gonna take care of you on some real stuff? I mean, I ain't trying to sit up here and give like a whole everything, but I'm just being 100 with it. If that
All right,
makes sense.
I really appreciate it. Go ahead, brother Desmond. Go ahead.
Greetings, y'all. My name is Brother Desmond. I'm from the west side of town, and I'm very particular about coming up from drug abuse, families and homes, and the neglect of children too. I'm also big on that. I'm also a full-time activist. I've been doing so for like the last 3 years. Every day, every hour, every time, every phone call. And by the grace of God, I've been able to do so. Throughout my walks in life, I also know the due diligence of having music in your life, because I played 2 instruments myself. I also played. I was playing for high school. I was playing for Harper Archer High band when I was in middle school. Then I went on. I think I went to Southwest DeKalb then. But definitely, I know the importance of having a structure and therefore something else challenging in the school system. Because if it weren't for music, I probably wouldn't be able to start seeing most of the world, or start interacting with different people or different. It just opened up different likes and ideas to me. Straight coming from the hood, coming from Bankhead, you didn't see nothing but bricks, guns, drugs, and such and such. So that's why I've been leading and try to alleviate as much as I can. Is figure doing with children, god dang. I done did everything I had to do, really. Whatever I can facilitate, I try to bring any cord I can, bring to connect to any wall, to try to connect anything system-wise to person, people. I done donated. I do a lot of therapy, though. That's what I do. So throughout my therapy sessions, I'm in the triple digits. We'll say that.
So what you're saying is life coaching. You do life
Yes,
coaching.
sir.
There
Yes,
you
sir.
go, 100. That's beautiful.
Yes, sir. And I'm big on trying to get our youth, man, because if I went, I used to be lost too. So I figured out, you know what? If I could save one more person from crashing out before they reach their destiny, that'd be a better thing, because neither I knew how far I was going to be along in life. But yet I didn't know, and I made some mistakes throughout life, but that's not being said that I didn't correct them. But throughout the path, I'm big on reaching one and each one teach one. We're going to try to build up the next thing. So I yield the floor, brother.
So Lee, I hear the brother talked about Southwest DeKalb. I'm sure he knows Rainbow Drive. Then
Hold on.
Yeah.
Now y'all ain't finna start that. Y'all ain't finna start representing y'all bands and all that from the hood, y'all.
No,
We're gonna stick to introduction. Look, at the end of the segment, we might get into that. Go ahead, brother Paul B.
Yeah, I got a lot of people over there. I got a lot of family and
Don't start that. Don't start that.
I got a lot of family in Cal County. So hard parts to close. Then I had went through so much in life of being troubled just to shut something. I had somebody try to kill me when I was like 13.
Brother David.
So I had to move to the other side of town, to the east side.
Brother David, you still alive? You still alive?
I'm still alive, so therefore
it's an honor to it. It's an honor now. We do an introduction.
Yeah. Okay.
Final thought.
Yeah. Okay.
Brother Paul, please go ahead. Introduce yourself.
My name's Paul P. Gardens and farms and people backyards, mansions, all over Georgia. In school systems, dealing with the youth, teaching agriculture, teaching basically do for self. If you have the opportunity to talk about more about that, but doing for self, building people in our own community and our own self, and also selling food and making space for us to take care of our own community by through agriculture. That's it.
All right, we appreciate that. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, you're muted. Appreciate that. Brother Rob, go ahead. Finish it off.
Activist, Brother Rob. I work in the Atlanta metro area. Activism is something I do. You know what I mean? Just it's on the everyday basis. I never turn my activism off. I do it anytime I see anything I need to get into to do some activism. I'm talking about talking to the youth or going down to the courthouse. Brother Ed Williams.
I'm here.
All right. Yeah, everybody else, mute yourself. I'm talking to Brother Ed.
Yeah.
let's
One,
start off. Let's start
one,
off with MARTA. Let's start off with the problems that we have with MARTA. And I reached out to you less than a week ago, and I wanted to go and do with the referendum, and you said no. Focus on the breach of contract, on what they promised the city of Atlanta.
right. Back when they passed the referendum, I believe it was in 2016. After the referendum was passed, there was a contract signed between the city of Atlanta and MARTA. And so anytime a contract is involved, then you have what is called a breach of contract, in which you can have take the parties to court and say that they are not meeting their contract obligations. And in the United States, contracts are really important. So whenever a party violates the terms of the contract, then you have legal grounds to take them to court. Now, one of the things I was mentioning to you, Lee, was that you got to be a party to the contract in order to take somebody and sue them about the contract.
And as a resident, I'm party to that contract. As a resident of Atlanta or Fulton County, because that's what it involves for residents of Fulton and DeKalb to pay the sales tax. What is a half a penny sales tax?
Half a penny sales tax. But the issue here with contracts, the way the law operating currently, you have to be a direct party to the contract. You cannot be a taxpayer to object to the contract. It has to be city, because you didn't sign the contract. The city of Atlanta, whoever the CEO or the mayor was at the time the contract was signed, is the person that signed, authorized, or made city of Atlanta party. And so you got to be a direct party to the contract to actually sue.
So as a resident, let me ask you that, as a resident, I have to hold my elected officials from the municipal, which is the city, accountable.
Right.
But okay,
and you got to go to them and ask them, why are they not holding MARTA accountable to the terms, the obligations that are in the contract?
I appreciate that. And that's what I was at with you when I was talking about the referendum, because that's what I felt. I felt like I had, as a resident, to go and say, let's do a referendum to retract what we have given them for the last 7 years. And off of that, they go in and go into the breach of contract.
Right, but when you pass the referendum, this is how the thing works. When the voters pass that referendum, they can't retract their vote. And the city of Atlanta signed the contract based on that referendum authorizing them to sign a contract. So once that contract was signed, you cannot back out of that contract unless both parties agree to back out of the contract. The only way you can get out of that contract, then you have to take them to court to show that there was a breach of the contract.
Okay, so the statute of limitations you saying for the referendum is void, and all the focus have to be on the breach of contract.
Right, because you can't, once the voters vote on the referendum authorizing the city to sign the contract, and that's done, you can't retract that. A contract is involved.
Until we have to vote again, because
we have
to vote so many years to keep that contract going.
Well, you're bringing up an interesting point. The contract may have a term in it, meaning just like when you rent an apartment, it has a lease that has a term on it. Maybe a 2-year lease or 4-year lease. Well, if that contract has a 4-year lease or a 10-year lease, once that contract is up, then the city has to come back to the voters to renew the referendum. At that time, you have a say in it. But
and at that time we don't need a referendum. We just need to get the people to understand to vote no.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you would have to have a referendum to vote Well, if the contract expires, the only way they can renew the contract is that you will have to have another referendum. But then, as you said, the voters can vote no on it, and then the contract will never be extended.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Because I'm a little confused on that because I read up on it and it was a term to where we vote on it for so many years that does not extend the full contract. But I can't remember, the exact time. So yeah, I'm a little confused on that. So I need to go ahead and read.
One of the important things in it, Lee, whatever it's important that you read the terms of the referendum too. It usually talk about within the referendum, the law that is written that get authorized the referendum that the people voted on. It has some fine details in it, and most people don't ever read the actual legislation of the referendum, so they don't actually know what it is they voted on. They just know the generalities. They don't know the details.
The referendum says for Atlanta, the municipal, they said 15%. If 15% of the voters want to overturn the original vote to say a no instead of a yes, they have to be acknowledged.
Yeah, if that actual referendum for that particular item says that, then yeah, you can do that. But if that doesn't apply to that particular referendum, then you may not be able to do that. It has to be in the actual legislation that authorized that referendum.
Thank you so much for that. So let me ask you this, moving right along, what else is going on with MARTA that we as residents of DeKalb and Fulton County should be aware of?
Well, one of the things that just come up to my attention, DeKalb County is pushing for the new CEO that's been elected for DeKalb County wants high-speed rapid transit here in DeKalb County, and MARTA has been reluctant to extend the transit system further into DeKalb County. So that's going to be something that's going to be interesting in the next year or so as to whether MARTA transit rapid transit system is extended in DeKalb County. Now, what MARTA is going to probably try to do, if it's extended here in DeKalb County, is to increase the sales tax from 1 penny to 2 pennies. And I'm not sure the voters are in the position to support something like that, particularly since the property taxes and everything else is going up high. So that's going to be something interesting that's going to be, we got to look at in the next year or so, as far as MARTA needing additional funding and trying to increase the sales tax here in DeKalb County. Our sales tax here in DeKalb is 8%. I think in Atlanta,
that's where in Fulton.
And in Fulton, I believe it's 8.75 or 9%.
There you go. Yeah, closer to 9, and it's causing us to lose a lot of business. It's causing the everyday resident to penny by penny suffer because we're paying a higher sales tax. And MARTA is getting what, $530 million in free funding from that sales tax.
They get that from Fulton combined Atlanta and Fulton County. I think on a yearly basis get over 500 and maybe
30 million. Hasn't done anything with it.
Well, I'm not sure what they're doing with it, but that's how much they charge Fulton and Atlanta combined. I think it's almost $600 million a year. DeKalb is only about 100 and maybe 110 million a year. But most of the train stations MARTA has are based in Atlanta and Fulton County.
True.
There's only about 10 stations here in DeKalb County.
And this is what I tell my fellow Atlanta residents. This is why politics is so important, especially local. Because, everybody will focus on the president. Everybody was talking about the Biden and Kamala Harris. And I was like, we need to focus on local.
Well, transit is a big issue here in Metro Atlanta because of the overcrowding and the of the roads and things. So MARTA brings in a lot of federal dollars. So it's a big business in the Metro Atlanta area because it brings in a lot of federal dollars and it hires a lot of people. And it's good for when you have big events in city of downtown Atlanta. MARTA does function well to get people around from one location to the other. I had a judge case, but a judge denied my poverty affidavit. So I appealed the case to the Georgia Court of Appeals. So there's a case out there about poverty affidavit with my name on it, and I appealed it for essentially for the reason why that you were mentioning about today, because many of us go to court, and the court sometimes don't rule in our favor, and they will deny poverty affidavits when you have the right to get a qualify for. And you're right, you don't have to be poor to get qualified for a poverty affidavit. What it does is it assesses your income compared to your to what you have, your expenses. So if you don't have enough to cover the court costs based on your income and the amount of expenses you have, then you may qualify to have a poverty affidavit approved. But this is the thing that most people need to know. In order for them to deny a poverty affidavit, they have to have a hearing to show that you can afford to pay court costs. They cannot just deny your poverty affidavit application. And that's what happened to me. And I filed an appeal. And so there's a case out there, Williams versus DeKalb County, in regards to poverty affidavit. And I paid my court costs up front, but they had to reimburse me once I won that case. And I filed that appeal because I knew there were other people out there in the community that will probably be going through the same thing, or something similar would be happening to them. And I did that on purpose to file a case to make sure there was some legal civil case out there showing that courts cannot just deny your poverty affidavit just by looking at you. They have to actually have facts and have a hearing to show that you cannot pay the court costs.
We are going through inflation right now. Grocery prices is high, rent is high. The general labor paid wages is not enough to sustain common lifestyle right now. So for anybody that's going through any kind of court cases right now, brother, I'm telling you, you need to get on it, because right now is the point where you can beat that case, because we is going through poverty from inflation. So they can't deny nobody affidavit.
Well,
Nobody. That's what I just.
Let me step in.
That's what I just did. I just
Brother
put that on the. I just put it in the state when it was. Excuse me, brother. I'm finna tell you what date it was. That was just Tuesday. I just went down there, got my affidavit stamped by Marvin Woodley. He worked for the Fulton County Court. Also, his stamp is well known in DeKalb County too. The judge only told me that he didn't want to accept the affidavit because he wanted my judge, who case I'm presiding on, to accept the affidavit. I went to another judge that don't even got nothing to do with my case. You see what I'm saying? But he never told me I was denied, because this is what you got to understand, brother. Everybody's expenses every month do not be the same as it's going to be for the next month. Like this month was November.
Let me say this. Let me respectfully.
More money this month in the grocery store budget than what they spent in December. I mean, what they're gonna spend in December, what they're gonna spend in January, what they're gonna spend in February. So every month don't add up to the same. You see what I'm saying? So
no one cares, brother. They don't care about that. They don't care about inflation. They don't care about none of that.
They do care, brother. You want to know why? I'm telling you, serious. Because the government is only doing this stuff to black people right now because they're going through a government reboot. The court system haven't even came back from the corona shit. They still on corona time and processing, brother.
All right,
see
brother.
what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. Once you win your poverty affidavit, we're gonna do another podcast, and you can tell us how your inflation help you win your poverty affidavit. But until then, let's go ahead and move on. Go ahead and mute yourself, Brother Rob. Brother John, go ahead and mute yourself, Brother Rob.
We gotta put this on the map, bro. We on the road.
You ain't in fantasy land. That ain't no map. Brother John, go ahead and talk about the educational system and what we're dealing with. That's the question I want to ask you, Brother John. What do we need to do with our local APS system? What are the holes in it? And what are us as volunteer activists? What do we need to be doing right now to help our youth?
Now that's kind of deep, but we here to get into the deep. We in the mud. It's all good. But I mean, us as parents, us as leaders, you got to be able to have your people that's in control, taking control, not necessarily of strong arm control, but making sure that that the children that you're leading
Let me hold on. Let me stop. Let me
is
come
ready.
another way because I feel like I may
Which
have
way
hit
you going
too
with it?
broad. Yeah, I hit you too
You
broad.
tell me which way you want to
Let
go
me
with
break
it.
it down. Let me break it down. So we have a budget with APS that's over $1 billion.
Okay.
Consists of grant money and tax dollars. But what we see when we go to these APS meetings is that our children have been left out. What
Okay.
can we do?
So when you say our children, so I can break
in the
that
low
down.
income area.
No, I can break that down from neighborhood to neighborhood.
Okay, let's do it. All right.
I work in North Atlanta, North Fulton. We grew up in South Atlanta, South Fulton. So you can take it like it's been a street that's been paved over with a certain amount of craft work on DeLoe Drive, Camilton Road, versus how they gonna take care of it up in Sandy Spring, which is still North Fulton. We vote for Fulton County tax dollars, but where's everything else going? So when it goes on school system, it's kind of like the way that I feel about it first. It's kind of like you got to break it down. Like, I mean, that's why you got your PTSAs. That's why you got different things, different this, different that. I get that. But most of the folk that's going for these schools only going to take care of their communities, which is real.
So can I stop you right here?
Okay.
Let me say this. When I go to the meetings, when I attend the meetings, when I get phone calls from parents, I hear complaints, but they are never willing to educate themselves on how
Now,
to make
okay.
progress. They don't
Okay.
even understand the budget. They said, well, look, I know that we
I
are
get that.
under deficit. Let me say this. They said, I know we
Yes,
under
sir.
deficit, that we don't have enough funding to help our kids. I said, well, hold on. That's wrong. We're looking at over $1 billion budget. And most of that money is coming from low income because of our faulty tax.
Because of the right.
He's taking more money from the low income than the higher income in Atlanta. So most of
same
that
thing
money
that I was just saying.
there you go. Go ahead, bro.
You're right. The same thing I was just saying. You take more money from the bucket, and then you put it in these other communities versus our communities first. We don't get it like 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. That's what I be seeing. So, but no, you're right though. I get that.
So I want to sit down with you.
My thing is,
You dealt with the kids. I'm gonna say that I want to sit down with you, and out of respect for you, and you've been there. You're an educator. You've been there with the kids. You see the needs of the children. I know the political side. You day to day, as your career, see the needs of these children.
front line. Yes,
So
sir.
I would love to sit with you and say, let you educate me on this child right here needs some counseling. The school is not providing therapy for this child.
So when you're dealing with that, I mean, you got a lot of cases, man. I mean, you got to think about like you got social workers, you got other folks, social workers, counselors, you have teachers. I mean, anybody that's there for these children, right?
To a certain extent.
To a certain extent. And
Because we know
then
most of that is BS.
that's why depending on the person. But overall, yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
But Um, a lot. I'm going back on the business side of it. A lot of money's not allocated in the proper areas, and I think that's what you trying to get to. Am I wrong
There
or
you
am I
go.
right?
There you go. There you go.
So if the money not getting allocated in the proper areas, you're gonna always have an issue.
And it's up to us as the residents.
Right.
I tell the same thing when me and Brother Ed had the conversation about MARTA. That's the same thing with MARTA. It takes all of the Fulton County and DeKalb residents to speak out, not just the ones who ride MARTA, because it affects all
It affect everybody. Anytime they shut down something,
Fulton County and DeKalb, because they're paying the sales tax.
you paying the tax. You voted
You
for it
paying
or
even
you
if you
didn't
don't
vote for
ride
it.
MARTA.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, going back on the school thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a kid I'm working with right now. Been knowing him since he was in pre-K. Wrapped up around me back right now in high school. He's in 9th grade, right? Um, it ain't no reason why he shouldn't be coming to school or he be late to school. If the school system is paying for everything and funding everything, it ain't no reason unless it's self-induced.
So what's the breakdown on that? To say it's no reason, and the school system, APS, is paying for everything to make sure that he should be at school on time. Where is the breakdown?
That's what we working on. That's what I'm working on.
There you go.
Certain
I would love
things.
to be a
That's what
part.
I'm working on. No, that's what I'm working on. I work on stuff like that all day, bro. And it's not my quote unquote job to be doing it. But if you're doing and you loving what you're doing, you're gonna care for it. You already know how I rock, bro.
100. And that's why I want to reach out. But as a resident, it's all of our job. Even if we don't even have children, even if you had never had a
Right.
child, you're paying the sales tax for the youth. The
I
youth
mean,
is the future. When we have bad youth, that's where these robbers come from. That's where
it's about a
these
bit.
killers come from.
I get that.
Because they've been neglected.
It's about being a good individual, man. Like once again, and I appreciate y'all for listening, chat. Uh, still at the YMCA's, man. Every
Wow.
time a holiday camp comes or fall break or whatever, I make it my business to be around there and work with them children, bro. Swim lessons, coaching, doing whatever I can do to get them off somewhere else. I appreciate them coming up in there, but see, we can get on that too, though, Lee. With like, as far as like tax dollars, private owners, private, organizations, YMCA's. These folk really need to start putting that and
The
taking care of this youth.
YMCA has cut a lot of funding. Their
That's why I brought them up.
donations have not went down, but their community funding, community outreaches went down.
That's why I brought them up.
Yeah, true.
I'm on it.
No, 100. I ain't here to bash you.
Oh no, it ain't no bashing nothing, bro.
You
We uplifting each other.
Yeah, 100. I appreciate it so much, brother, for your comment. Let's go to Brother Desmond. Brother Desmond, let's get on the outreach. Fentanyl.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. Yeah, trust me, Mo. But
100.
that's just what my heart is right about now.
100. We got let's let Brother Desmond step up. He's doing the he took over volunteered out of great bravery and honor to humanity. He volunteered to take over the fentanyl outreach program because that's been affecting a lot of our people. So go ahead, Brother Desmond. You have
Man, don't get me on that. I'm gonna go on mute, man.
yeah. Go ahead.
I want to talk about that. I want to comment. I want to comment on that too.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna listen first.
You had your chance. Go ahead and mute.
Before you go, Brother John.
No, I'm here, brother.
How many times are there people coming to the school that's having job opportunities that's trying to put money into those children's pockets?
I'm gonna repeat your question. So you say, how many times do people come to?
You know, like workforce organizations and stuff like that. You know, I used to have workforce back in the day. You're like, oh man, you go work.
Oh, it's
People come.
heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's good.
It need to be
They
more
still got those
encouragement on
programs.
that, and try to
Yeah,
get them
AWDA.
boys to
Yeah,
get
they still
money
got that.
legitimate
Atlanta workforce.
because
Yeah, development. Yeah, they still got that.
they
And
still
you got the
got.
mayor. You got Dickens
Um,
coming with it. But the problem is with Dickens coming with that is they are not reaching the homeless kids.
Yeah.
They're not reaching the at-risk kids.
Yeah.
They're reaching the kids
well,
who are comfortable.
now I
And the
will
way in the
say
side
this.
they is, but
I'm gonna
they
say
talk
something
like,
now. I'm gonna say something on this one now. The YMCA, we do have the at risk and we do have the at promise centers. There's a whole building for it. They
And
got that.
that's great.
That's
That's a
what they
different
doing.
conversation.
That's what
yeah,
they're like.
cause that's what
I
they
can
need.
see positive production, as I would say. I can
Yeah.
see positive
Go ahead and
production
speak
coming
on
up.
that. Speak on the at-risk center, which is great, and this is what people need to hear about. At the
Yeah, it's
Camden
happening.
Road YMCA, they are giving free GED classes, and they're
That's
paying
true.
for it with our tax dollars.
Yeah.
Anybody who want to get
So,
their GED can go right
That's
down
true.
to Camden Road and get
And
it
I
paid
worked there.
for. Yeah, that's a great program.
Yeah,
wonderful.
they got it
But it
going.
don't
I
touch our
mean,
kids.
Okay. I was asking that because
but
we was
but no,
talking about the
ask me.
youth.
No. I want to know what you're talking about. I'm
We
listening
was
to you.
talking about the youth, man. I believe they need to have more opportunity to get money because that's why they want that money, but if they ain't taking the opportunity, that's just what it is. But definitely over the weekend, man, over the holiday, I got up, went down. I actually had an abs test in my mouth and everything. My tooth messed. I went out there and gave out fentanyl spirits. I pulled up on the block. Some nigga like, man, why you leaving this at my house? Man, just take the damn shit. You know what I'm saying? I put up in my parking spot,
No,
whatever spot I can go to, and
But
just make
and
let's
sure.
say this.
and I was gonna speak with you on that because that fentanyl real, bro. I had
Yeah, I
some
even went to the hood
family
store
members, bro,
right here
that
on the
passed
low.
from that, bro.
We
Friends
gotta
and
talk one
family.
at a time. We gotta
Yeah,
talk one time because
sorry to
we
hear that.
the people
The
cannot hear.
hood store right here on the low and Allison. Oh, I made sure I left one in there because they keep a lot of homeless people in there. Them folks be taking drugs all around now, so I just left. Hey man, y'all have some OD, just give them that. You know what I mean? Give them something to them folks. All the boys went to the spot, man. At the same time, like I believe that we're gonna continue to have to go forward with it because everybody ain't knowing what they taking.
So, brother,
Everybody know they taking, they just taking so much stuff, and it's so prevalent now. It's even down to the weed. Like shoot, every now and then, I ain't saying not to do no drug. I'm just saying test it out, try it out. Cause it could be your last one.
brother Desmond, let me say this. Let's break down the reality of that. Yes, it's great that we have the fentanyl testers. That's great. But the reality is, darn that all the drugs, street drugs of today have a certain level of fentanyl.
Yeah.
So my thing is, what I put to the CDC and all that, we need testers that say what level.
What level?
We need a tester that say, hey, we know it's fentanyl in all the drugs, but
Yeah,
if
but
you
it's this
use
level.
this,
It's
this is
low.
2.5,
Okay,
2.5
hold on, cuz.
will get it.
Hold on, cuz. I gotta cut you off, Lee. I apologize, brother. Um, do they have testers now for that stuff? And if so, what's going on with it?
They'd have no testers to assess the levels of
Yeah.
fentanyl that's in the drug. They only have testers to tell you that it's a level, any consistent of level of fentanyl in the drug. But
Because I'm not really privy to like what it actually like. I know what it is, but I don't know levels. I don't know. I'm like ignorant to the fact.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
And so
I'm
is the
ignorant.
general public. So it's the general public. So if you say, bam, so that's
At the
a
same
test.
time, it's so smooth. It's easy to do. You just open the wham, boom, get the thing out of it. I'll tell you, it's so easy to do. One scrub, and get you some water, like a little cap. Put you a little bit in there, mix around a little bit, and just stick it in there.
Mix it with you the white.
And you're gonna get the scripts. But they don't tell you what
I get
level.
that. Right.
Because
I don't know nothing about that. Yeah.
all basically 98% of all street drugs have fentanyl in it.
There's something in
That's
it.
crazy.
There's something ain't right.
There you
Same
go.
I'm
And
glad
that's
I don't do it. That shit crazy.
but this is what I'm saying. It's not about us. It's about our outreach.
Yeah.
So our people go on there and say, well, I'm not going to mess with this no more because I got some strips from the brothers and they say it got fentanyl in it. They go run out of script. They go to somebody else, take the drugs,
Yeah.
and the
They go
fentanyl
run out of
level is
script.
higher.
So
Then
we
when
need
they
some
take it
fentanyl
with the-
testing.
Yeah. So we need fentanyl scripts that say what level of danger, because all of it has fentanyl.
Something.
That's crazy.
It need to be. I do think it need to be a different color, like, or it's a high level. It need to be a red or something, because at a certain time it's some and everything. And I'm seeing it at a younger age too.
Why
I
they
seen
putting
a
it
young
out
brother. He
though?
was 14 taking.
That, see,
he
that's
taking
part of the problem too.
pills at 14. If you taking pills at 14, like young like that, man, you ain't really thinking about it. You just taking whatever you get.
And they're fake pills,
They fake pills.
fake Molly,
Right, junkie box. Right.
fentanyl induced cocaine, soft and hard.
Yeah.
Fentanyl in the marijuana.
And Percocets. All they doing Adderall, 30 milligrams, look just like them. They doing the white Xanax bars, the school like
Yeah, the flashbacks.
right, just like a Presto.
Yeah.
All
So
of
what we're dealing with, the conversation we're having is the reality of this is the threat, not the fact that it's fentanyl in the drug, because damn near all the drugs have fentanyl, but what level?
Yeah, they need
If it's gonna
to get
kill
better
you,
testing strips.
There you go, and that's the fight that we need to be on, brother. It's
They need to
good
have
that
better
we're putting
testing
out those strips, but we need to be fighting for the reality of the situation to say what level of fentanyl
Yeah.
is this drug.
Yeah, better testing strips, definitely.
That's what we
At a
need.
certain point of time.
That's our fight. I appreciate you, brother. Now let's go to Brother Farmer P on the agriculture. Where we at, brother? Where we need to be at with the poison that's in our grocery store?
Yes, I think as agriculture Atlanta today is we have the right to farm in our backyards and front yards. And as Atlanta people, we can sell food at our houses as long as it's a farm. So I think for us, the income we can make off selling food to restaurants and our neighborhood people, it's great. But I guess our people it need to basically volunteer at the farm and see how, talk to the farmer, your local farmers, and see how you can help them grow, learn it. But like I say, contact me, of course, or anyone else in the community that's farming, that you can get certified to learn how to farm in your front yard to make your income at your property, at your house.
But
Then
you
you
know
can buy
what,
land.
Brother Farm P, I'm gonna say this, and we talked about this before. We need to co-op. We need to be as strong as a public. We
Yeah.
need to be as strong as a corporate chain to say that we're going to take healthy food, real true healthy food, and operate like the major grocery store and put this food out in our community. That's what we need. We need better marketing. We need better business on how to help our people to give them better foods, because one of our number one killers is
The food.
the food.
Mm-hmm.
You got a grocery store and you go there walk in your grocery store and over 90% of the stuff in the grocery store is poison.
Poison.
And you got this little small aisle that say these are healthy food.
Yeah, small out.
Yeah, and then you go look at the healthy food and you find out that they are being produced by manufacturing companies that use products that cause cancer.
Yeah.
So the farmers are so important, but the people don't understand the marketing because they are not educated on that. They're not educated on the chemicals that's in the bad food. They just been manipulated by commercials to eat that stuff. So we got to use that same tactic. We gotta treat them idiots the same way that the bad people did to help them.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's our dilemma. You gotta understand. Study the way that the capitalists manipulated our people to eat fast food and chemicals and the fake cereal with all the chemicals in it and dog soda. You got the same thing for healthy food. Organic. That's out there.
I agree, but I think it's educational. They say we in schools now talk to the kids, hoping that they can get a farm at their school and help them take food home with them. So we be on my company on North Chocolate Farms, actually in school system, building farms inside schools, and over the summer they can take food home with them too, and we will have food for their school lunches too. Their school lunches. So it starts there with the kids. The kids hope the kids will take their food home to their parents and share it with them.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with that. Just like I said, we give too much credit to our people. Our people are not that smart.
Well, the kid's smart. The kid's smart. The kid going to change the parents.
Listen. You put a Big Mac in front of a child and an apple. Which one you think they gonna eat?
The Big Mac, yeah. But we gotta show that.
Meal. You put a Happy Meal and some grapes in front of a child, they gonna go for the Happy Meal.
But it's not in the house though. If the parent don't buy it, the parents should toward the pockets.
The parents are stupid. You got 30, 40 years of ignorance in the parents. The parent educate the child. That's the majority. We're talking about the majority.
Well, I plan for the kids to educate the parent though. Take charge. Our plan is for the kids to take charge. The kids gonna be actually educating the parents.
Kids are not gonna take charge of the house.
Okay, hold on. Let me check the move. I apologize, fellas, to interrupt. The kids can take charge. However, the grown folk got to take charge too. So we got two scenarios here. This is what I'm seeing.
Explain.
I'm definitely going to explain it. So the kids can take charge on it if they get the knowledge for themselves or if you get your proper teaching. However, on the other side of it, if the parents or the adults are not properly teaching in these homes, so the kids ain't gonna get it. So do we need to start with the families as far as the adults and the children, or do we start with the children first? Because sometimes children can teach their parents too.
Yeah.
Or the elders.
What child in a black household gonna teach their parents? If my child come home and I'm eating meat, and they tell me that it's a farmer that came to their school and said we need to be eating organic food.
It happens, believe it or not, bro. Believe it or not, it happens.
Go live with that organic farm. You should have dealt with him. You should have left with him. You came to the wrong household.
I mean, okay, you hypothetically speaking, but at the same time, you still keep it at 100. You still keep it in that buck.
100. We ain't doing no fake stuff on that.
But it still happens, bro. It's still possible. I watch it and I see it.
What we're dealing with is legislation. This is something we try and they can fix with. If a child has a primary care doctor, and because they eat so much fast food, they develop type 2 diabetes or whatever.
So they gotta stop doing it.
No,
they gotta put them on a regimen.
It has to be law.
That's in one household. That's a simple fix. If you can get 100 households in one community to do that, to make that simple fix,
state legislation. You ain't going household to household. You ain't putting all that responsibility on the teachers who are already underpaid and eat McDonald's.
Okay, so but we can do that. You know
We
I
can do
ain't
that.
got
We
no
can do
problem
that.
with walking door to door.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Who is walking down the door?
I
I
will.
might. I will. I
I
will.
ain't never said about walking down the door. I'm talking about going to legislation. I'm talking about the Georgia Assembly and making laws to create that. I ain't going door to door. Begging no
We can
goddamn
do that too. I
overweight.
walk down there.
Okay.
But my thing is, children can teach adults, and adults can teach children.
Ain't no child teaching no black parent that's a butt whip.
Hold on.
That's
That's
Now I
back
gotta
fine.
talk.
go ahead and interrupt now.
You
If
might
you
have.
if you more say traditional, as in brother, if you're a little older and traditional, some of these parents man came from broken homes, so they do kind of have a different bond with their child now than when you
That
was
right.
brought up.
I can agree.
Yeah.
So I do believe that a child can possibly teach a actual adult
I
because
can agree.
the different correlation to how you was raised and how they're raised right now
I'm
is
not
different.
gonna agree with that till you show me the status on that. Show me the stat. Give me data. Give me data to where
Well,
a child can go in the house and change the whole menu of that house.
yeah, and you can show that child how to make money with agriculture. He take that money back home with agriculture. I guarantee that how gonna change that food. That food.
Show me the result. Show me the stat.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
not gonna
find
argue about it.
It's
Matilda.
I'm not
coming. It's
gonna
coming. It's
debate.
on the way.
I'm gonna
It's
go
on the
find
way.
Matilda.
It's on the way.
That's a
We
bet.
own it. We own it right now. Faye speaking right now. We started next month, January. We started in the school system we got 2 schools, MPS schools right now. We got 2 of them.
Which one, bro?
One in East Point. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but 2. It's one in East Point and one
Before we get out of here, let's do this. Let's let Brother Ed Williams get in on this comment. He just came back in here, technical difficulty. Brother Ed Williams, do you believe that a child of today can be taught by their teacher to eat properly and go back home and change the whole diet of the household because they've been taught by their teacher?
First question I would ask, I'm not sure what age of the child we talking about. It depends on if you're talking about elementary school, middle school, or high school.
Even. Block out, Brother Dance. Oh, that's Farm Pete. Farm Pete. Mute your phone, Farm Pete. Go ahead, Brother Ed Williams.
So it depends on the age of the child and some other things or situations that are going at home, or whether the influence, which way the influence is going to occur. As one of the other speakers had mentioned, it depends on who has the greatest influence and what's going on in the as far as the family makeup is going on. So if you got issues where you don't have people, it's probably single parent or less likely a 2-parent home, then you're gonna have some other issues. And so you have to take in consideration what the age of the child is, and whether they're gonna be able to change the culture and how many people that's in that household. Because most of these families probably have 5 kids or more. So there's a lot of factors that you have to take into account as to whether it's going to be something that's going to be a significant change in what is going on in that as far as what they eat in their household. So I mean it's possible that it could work. And
what's the best way? The best course of action, will it be going legislation wise to say that we need to protect the health of our kids if the parent caused the child by their diet to get diabetes? Then for legislation wise, we say it needs to be some change legally to help this child so they can have a quality of life. Or opposed to just saying, put it on the child, the responsibility on the child to change the household.
Whenever y'all finish, I'm going to say something. I'm just raising my hand.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just say one other thing, because this thing is has a historical stem. You know, the reason they serve lunch food in schools was because they wasn't getting nutritional need at home. And that's how that's how school lunch and breakfast started. So this is not a simple.
And that's legislation. That was legislation that was created to make that happen.
Right, but it was it didn't start happen overnight, but it was something that one of the military is involved in it because the military wanted to be able by the time kids graduate from high school to have people that was in fairly good condition to serve in the military, and they were having problems making sure that people were healthy enough to be in the military. So that was one of the other reasons why you have school lunch programs in the schools because they, certain communities their kids were not healthy enough because they were not getting the proper nutrition. So whether you can teach them to do that to feed themselves at home, that's a
It would never happen, and that's why the military. That's a political move. That was political. That was a influence that influenced policymakers to change the curriculum of the lunch to make sure it's more healthier for our military. Let's let Brother John get his statement in. Go ahead, Brother John.
No, it's all good. I think, or I feel, and know that both of y'all are absolutely correct. However, actually, it's no however. I'm gonna break this down on both sides. Brother Lee say get something that's involved, make a law about it. Get something that's in place. Yes, I have like literally family that lived in all across seas, Japan, like to this day. Little kids, whole regiment changed. Cause you know why? They got that in check.
That's their culture. You're talking about culture. We're talking about America. You're comparing.
No. Whoa, brother.
Go ahead.
It is culture. We moving from one culture to like another culture.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's disrespectful to the Chinese people to compare American culture. Of course it is. We eat anything for
How is it disrespectful? Did I disrespect y'all?
You
I didn't disrespect nobody,
Chinese.
brother. Come on, brother. I
The
didn't.
average American eat for taste.
We ain't talking about the average American. We talking about this chat so we can change something.
That's what we talking about. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
No, man, it's all good. Well, your side of it is okay. Get the laws put in place. I'm with that. That's what I was talking about. Now, brother, who was speaking? I apologize.
Brother Ed Williams, our elder brother.
Brother Ed was speaking. Yeah, I'm on it. Brother Ed was speaking. Also, and I'm with his side of it. Okay. You might not have that. Your argument, Lee, was okay. Of course, we know what the deal is, bro. We know what the cycle is, but we got to get that. What we gonna do to break that down? We can't just put laws up and say you can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Well, you can, but but the parents and the folks got to, or the leaders, whoever the leader is in that household, got to say, hey, we got to cut these Big Macs out, bro. Ain't no double cheeseburger.
That's the point. We talk about reality. We're not talking about
it's both sides of it.
Go ahead.
Everybody got to be on one page. No. You right. No. I get you. I'm not disagreeing, bro. This ain't no debate. This ain't no argument, dog.
There you go.
This ain't no argument. I'm just stating facts out there, bro.
You ain't saying what the both y'all was. If you're relying on a society of unhealthy,
I didn't say I was relying on nothing. I just said what's something supposed to be. Come on, cuz.
Yeah, come on. Let's go. We have a society. We know.
Do what you want.
We know for being a child abuser. You trying to have a culture known for beating their kids to let a child come in and say, hey, Farmer P came in today and said, I need to be eating goddamn vegetables for lunch. Throw the burgers away. You gonna get that child beat up.
Farmer P didn't say that. That the man didn't say that not one time on their chat, bro.
Yeah, y'all took forward Farmer P out of content.
They know how to content. Farmer P said we're gonna teach the kids how to eat healthy. and they're gonna go home and they're gonna tell their big black mama, 400 pounds, who just cooked some burgers.
Good.
For P said, we ain't gonna eat these burgers. We need to put it in the trash can, and we need to eat some healthy food.
So you gonna take
At a
your
certain
voice out
time-
your children's mouth?
At a certain
That-
time,
we
if
got-
they keep telling them
sometimes-
it might work. Individually,
Yeah,
self-custody, if
it's
you keep
forced,
hearing
yeah.
left, right,
Man,
left,
you gonna
you
get
might
them
walk
kids
left,
beat
right,
down
left.
and
And
throw
that's
in the
fine.
trash can somewhere. What black mama
Certain
going for
things
that?
can be certain things. It's called force
They might
induced.
still eat it, but self-custody, if the child want to eat it, it's gonna work on them to be healthier.
Fact and an opinion. Our people think that they can accept or reject truth based on how they feel about it. Your feelings don't change the truth. The truth is just gonna be there. You can feel any kind of way you want to feel about it. Those kind of emotions have kept us from growing. Because anything we don't like, we just reject that and say, well, I don't believe that. That don't mean that it's not the truth.